Welcome back to the Marathon series in depth. In the last mission, Smells Like Napalm, Tastes Like Chicken, we closed some airlock doors so that Leela could depressurize a section of the ship. This was an effort to block the four from reaching critical sections of the ship. Our next goal will be to send a message to Earth informing them of the four attack on the Marathon. The problem is, in that order to send a message to Earth, we will have to enter the vacuum of space. To prepare ourselves for this, on this mission we will be collecting a fusion pistol because some of our main weapons are not vacuum enabled. This mission also features the first time we will come across visible compilers. These invisible compilers can be very difficult to see and cause you to easily get surrounded if you are not careful. The level name Cool Fusion is obviously partially named as such to represent the fusion pistol that we will be receiving. The Marathon community has speculated that this could be a play on words in reference to the term cold fusion. Cold fusion is a hypothesized type of nuclear reaction that would occur at room temperature. Perhaps the fusion pistol used some sort of cold fusion technology. In our world, this technology has never been fully realized. In response to this theory, Matt Sell at Bungie had this to say: "The phrase cool fusion, it might have been cold fusion, I don't remember, was used as a code name by Apple for one of the first generation Power Macs, the 6160 if I'm not mistaken. I always found it surprising that no one picked up on this." There are remnants in the code for the previous level name may have been, and it ends with the word cool. Some Marathon fans have speculated at the possibilities. This level was also designed by Jason Jones, however there are not any neat secrets to find in the map. Here is what Jason had to say about this level. A level built around the grenading switches trick. We try to make it really obvious that you could shoot switches so people wouldn't get stuck at harder puzzles later. At the start of the level, you are trapped in a room and have to shoot the switches with grenades in order to proceed. This level has several traps and clever tricks used to try to trap the player and get them killed. Clever girl. Is an extremely expensive weapon to produce and is used primarily to elite commando tactical troops. Normal firing modes produce 20 high impact energy bolts, 5.83 terawatts each, in 8 seconds. The secondary trigger will charge the internal microfuse reaction core to 17.5 terawatts of power, which is discharged in one large energy bolt. The Tech 50 is powered by a deuteroxide halogen battery pack capable of producing 116.6 terawatts of power. The amount of power referenced in each of these values on the manual is very, very large, as many fans in the community have pointed out. Keep in mind that a terawatt is 1 trillion watts. To put that in perspective, a nuclear power plant in the United States produces roughly 1 gigawatt of power on average. A terawatt is 1,000 gigawatts. So the gun produces a bolt roughly as powerful as 1,000 nuclear power plants. Should we be using some special gloves and glasses at least to operate this equipment? I guess it would incinerate us and our target either way, but let's move on. The fusion pistol is an all-purpose rapid-fire weapon and a great alternate to the pistol. Normal fire produces 220 high-impact energy bolts, enough to pulverize the most hardened alien. Holding down the option key will charge the weapon, producing an extremely high energy bolt that can instantly kill many aliens. Approximately 4 of these high energy bolts will discharge from the fusion pistol before you have to reload. The fusion pistol is a good all-purpose weapon, especially if you run out of ammo for your other guns. As Tunster stated, you can charge the fusion pistol by holding the fire key. This is quite handy as you can charge the fusion pistol while you are outside of enemy fire. The fusion pistol is quite useful because it is vacuum enabled. This will become very helpful in our next mission. In the Marathon sequels, there are several enemies that are weak to the fusion pistol. However, this is not the case in the first Marathon game. The fusion pistol packs a tougher punch than the pistol and can hit enemies at a long range. Although the bullets are relatively slow, it is quite a powerful weapon. The wasps in Marathon 1 are actually weak to the fusion pistol, and that means that they will take more damage from the weapon as compared to other monsters. The Marathon betas that were hidden on the Marathon Trilogy CD contained an image of what an early version of the fusion pistol may have looked like within the HUD. The community has speculated what NRG and BU could have stood for. It could be that NRG is short for energy and BU stands for battery unit, but that is highly speculative. It would seem that one of these bars will represent the total ammo and the other bar would indicate how much of a charge you have built up for your next shot, but we will never know for sure what Bungie had originally planned. In Marathon Infinity within the shapefiles, the fusion pistol was renamed the Great Plasma Pistola. It seems that somebody at Double Aught was having some fun one day with renaming all these shapefiles. The plasma pistol and Halo are also quite similar to the fusion pistol, as you can shoot individual shots or charge up the weapon. Destiny also has the fusion rifles, which work in a similar fashion as far as charging up shots go. Let's continue on to the game. Alright, here we are on Cool Fusion. Not to be mistaken as Cold Fusion. So to start off, we kind of trap this room, we kind of open these doors, and shooting these switches. Get that ammo racked up. Let's start off and read this terminal. Public Access Terminal. Incoming message from Leela. There has been an unexpected lull in the fighting. I don't know exactly why, but it seems that the aliens have stopped their advance. I want to use this break in the fighting to send a message to Earth apprising them of the situation. However, the long-range transmitter array has been destroyed, and you must manually reset the secondary transmitter. To do this, you will need to go into the G4 sunbathing landing station. It would be foolhardy to send you into vacuum conditions without a better vacuum capable than your pistol. The AR-75 doesn't work in a vacuum. I want you to find a Zeus class fusion pistol. It has two firing modes. Standard firing ejects gibberish bolts, and secondary firing mode charges on transmission error and ejects a blast that does a huge amount of damage. The reason for the pause in the fighting is a bit of a mystery. I don't believe the game ever explains this. The goal of this mission is to grab the fusion pistol and fight some four along the way. Could you imagine us trying to get through a mission with just our magnum pistols? Gibberish exception. Bypassing through traffic. My records and sensors are becoming less reliable, but I believe that you should find a Zeus class fusion pistol at this location. This message did have several errors in it. Her condition is continuing to deteriorate. In fact, the original level notes say that Leela is fading. Luckily for us, she is correct about the location of the fusion pistol on this level. Do not rely too much on the information that I have given you. It has been intercepted in transmission, and I cannot verify its accuracy. End of message. The information in this terminal appears to be correct. The game is perhaps foreshadowing what is going to come in the near future. Alright, so we gotta go find this fusion pistol. It's actually down there. Rather than wasting another grenade, we can just hit this switch and it goes back into the center room. Alright, so let's use our pistols. I guess we could have let that guy berserk and kill a bunch of them, but I guess I'm impatient. So we got the fusion pistol, and we can save our game. This is a nice little room to hold the fusion pistol. Okay. Another thing you should know is these switches can actually be activated with the fusion pistol when you charge it up too. I don't think I mentioned that. Alright. Here's our first ×2 shield recharge station. So it says 2 times, which is actually really nice. So we get to fill our health bar again with a second time basically. So now it will go through and cycle through twice before it's depleted and gone. So actually, the first invisible compiler is in this room somewhere. We can grab a pistol. This compiler is somewhere in here. Maybe he comes down. And he must come down. I can't even see him, it's so hard to see. Looks like they're hitting him. He's shooting them out, so we can just kind of run around. Let these guys kill each other, maybe. Okay, he's gone. Okay, that's the end of them. We kind of have to wait for this really slow platform elevator. I think in general in this Marathon sequels they sped these little platform elevators up a lot. I might have mentioned that before, but I guess it's just kind of like a minor nuisance in the first game. Okay, we have another save, and we continue on. So this is the first kind of trick room. So this kind of this elevator over there, but these walls are going to come down and reveal a bunch of enemies. But we can run across like that and kind of activate it so that we don't get stuck down there. Because once we jump down there, we won't be able to get back without progressing. They're just kind of standing here. They actually hit each other. You can hear them killing each other. Kind of got stuck and I couldn't move. There we go. We took them all out. So that's that. Then we come back up here. This room, we'll have to jump down there in a second. It's actually a trap, but first, let's go this way. Hit the switch. Oh wait, actually, we want to hit the switch again to leave the door open. Otherwise, it'll close behind us. So we'll have to run around quite a ways to get back there. Waiting for that. Mostly, it's just that slow elevator that is the problem. So we're going to come back here and save it real quick before we go in this pit. Once we go in that pit, there's some trap doors that are gonna open, so we're gonna get our flamethrower out and be ready for them. There's a good chance we'll die in this pit. We'll see what happens. Maybe we can. So basically, there's 4 kind of closets on the sides. The lights are gonna turn off. There's gonna be a bunch of troopers and 4 fighters in there, so. Oh, we did really well. Hit these 2 switches, and there's kind of like a elevator platform on each side. I think the left one is this one. Let's see if I remember right. Yep. And when they die with the flamethrower, they kind of have a nice little body left behind. So we'll just go ahead and go save it again, and heal up just like we did last time. I mean, maybe save it again. Maybe I'm being a little bit obnoxious with my saves, but whatever. Whatever. It's like, do I risk dying again, or it's all good? Okay, so now we can hit this right switch, then run back and come up this elevator. They're really giving us some good ammo. Maybe I should show off the fusion pistol in this next room. I think it'll be pretty handy for this kind of hallway. So there's gonna be some 4 up high shooting down at us, and some invisible compilers in this room that are. Okay, there's still some invisible. Oh my gosh. I don't know where the invisible compilers are. I'm just gonna run around in circles. There's one. It seems I got stuck on one of them. Where is he now? I went back up there again. Okay, okay. There we go. There's actually... So if we go back, this... I don't think I mentioned, this elevator actually gets stuck behind us. We'll come back. This is called the wave. And if we kind of sit down here, we can quickly jump up here. Just gotta jump off quickly, otherwise you'll die and get crushed against the ceiling. But we can save it down here. To get up here, it's kind of annoying actually. We gotta wait for all this to cycle through. And then go up. Then we gotta run quickly through the door. Make sure we don't get crushed and die. I don't know, there's not much to it, but it's kind of a pain that you have to like wait for them. I feel like they improved on that design a lot in the sequels. There's a lot of enemies that come through right here. We're just gonna spell them with our grenades. There we go. Nothing that's a big deal. You would think that there's like something over here, but there really isn't. Anyways, that switch will raise this platform, but we don't need that until we come back. There's a bunch of enemies down there. Oh my god, this invisible come out there. They get you with them. Anybody else? Okay, there is a bunch of troopers down through this door that we gotta be careful. Okay, let's go to our pistols. Oh, actually, I guess he was berserking. I could have just let him kill them for me. That might be it. If you like come down here and kind of rush in, you could easily get pelted by those troopers and die pretty quickly. We're getting a good amount of ammo here, almost 20 clips in and all our assault rifles and grenades. We're getting there. We'll need it. Well, maybe we won't, but it's nice to have it. Okay, so that opened up the elevator at the start of the level. Now we're just gonna have to run back. And also, that switch platform that locked us in this section of the map, it also lowered that for us. So now we can return to the start. We don't need to go up there and save it or heal again. We're good. Because we can go save it at the start of the level. Now we have to wait. We have to wait on this platform. Quickly go back up. And we don't need to heal up, but we'll go save it and then we'll continue on to the end of the level, which is this platform. We kind of have to jump up there. Let's see. Yeah, this is the way to the fusion pistol. Fusion pistol save, I should say. Okay, so there's quite a few visible compilers yet we have to kill. There's actually quite a few enemies up here. Where is it at? It's right there. It's really easy to start running too early, so I'm gonna wait a little bit extra long. Okay, my game kind of like froze there for a second. I think there's something weird going on with my computer, but that's alright. We'll just heal. Another thing like I could have done, and maybe I should have done, but my game was kind of like freezing, was I can like run back out here, and the troopers will just kind of stand up there. They tend to not jump down as long as they see you. If you go run back around the level some, they will jump down, but it kind of makes it a little easier fight than being stuck in this little short hallway. Alright, so there's a bunch of invisible compilers in here. We can kind of draw them out by going like this. There's like 4 of them though. That might even be all of them, so let's go heal and save real quick. That way, I mean, because that might be the rest of the enemies in the level. This is a good time to save so that I'm ready for... If there is another enemy, I might have to come back and save again, but whatever. Just because I'm trying to have saves at the end of the levels to make it easier for my video editing. But it's not a big deal either way. I was gonna have this video out earlier, but I got sick for a week, and now I'm actually... Oh shoot. I'm actually gonna be moving on Monday to Hawaii for a few months and working remotely, so I'm gonna bring my computer and try to keep my videos going. We'll see what happens though. Oh. And now I am epically failing. This is what I was saying about trying to jump later. I'm feeling like I'm good, but I need to wait just a tad longer. Like almost where I feel like I'm getting crushed, but not quite, you know what I mean? Okay, let's see if there's any other enemies in here. So that's it. I don't think... Oh, there is a compiler right there. Oh, I guess I blew myself up. Oh well. I'll clean them up next... I'll clean them up in the next video. I won't go back and make you... Next time I'll heal and kill him again in the next video, but I won't redo that for this one. It's not worth it. So, let's read this final terminal. Public Access Terminal 34F. Message from Leela. I've detained more debriefing reports from the crew whom you rescued earlier. Apparently, the crew that we saved back on the Rose is able to give us some useful information. They've reported seeing 2 types of 4 that you have not yet encountered. Evidently, these are 2 of the other clans which Durandal alluded to in earlier communications. Leela had mentioned in the mission Defend This that Durandal had told her that there were many clans of 4. She mentioned this in the terminal with a post-mortem examination report. Let's continue. 1 is taller than the fighters. Oddly, the report indicated that this new 4 fired only upon other 4 and never on any humans. Because of this and their general appearance, the crew who saw them referred to them as enforcers. We will not encounter the enforcers for several missions yet. For now, you can wonder why the enforcers would only be shooting on their own. The other alien was named Hunter by the crew due to its size and appearance. It fires an energy weapon from its shoulders and is heavily armored. Unlike the fighters, the Hunters never take prisoners. The Hunters are indeed a deadly enemy. We will be encountering them in the next mission. I am sending you to the G4 Sunbathing Landing Station. Stand by to teleport. The original level notes for this terminal mentioned this terminal giving us some information on Tycho and Durandal. It says info on Tycho being unreachable and being in contact with Durandal. It makes sense already that Tycho would be unreachable. However, was Leela originally going to have been in contact with Durandal at this point? It makes you wonder what is going on. End of message. Jump pad activation and initiation error. Jump pad activation and initiation start. Transport when ready. The song for this mission is titled Flowers in Heaven. It has a bit more mystery to it and is more on the gentle side. You start off in a room annotated as Experimental Vacuum Chamber. Perhaps this room was meant to be some sort of vacuum chamber to allow for experimentation with the fusion pistol. In order to progress past the start of the level, you have to shoot the switches with grenades to open the doors on the other side. This has made the level impossible to vidmaster by default, because you won't have an assault rifle without playing through previous levels. This is not the only level with issues like this for vidmasters. In order to get around this issue, vidmasters were able to modify the game physics file so that switches could be activated with the pistol. Once you open up the doors at the start with grenades, you will come across the first ×2 shield recharge station. It feels so good to have some extra health on Total Carnage. In a way, the extra shield makes the game easier. However, it also means that there are some tougher fights ahead. The room with the trap where the walls turn out to be a platform with a bunch of Ford that shoot on you while it lowers is the first trick that Jason throws at us. The room can actually be easily manipulated by running from one side of the ledge to the other so that you jump over the space below. This will activate the trap without you having to be stuck at the bottom with the Ford shooting down at you. The next room with the 4 sidewalls that reveals enemy closets is typically called the Pit, or the Pit from Hell by the community. This room really sets you up because you can't just quickly activate the room and then run out to get an easy advantage. The light also turns off in this room once the trap is activated. Sometimes though, if you use the trick in the previous room and don't jump down, one of the enemy fours will head down the corridor hoping to reach you from behind. Sometimes these four will fall into the pit and activate the trap for you. This will make the fight much easier for you. If the four don't end up going down the hallway, you can actually bring some up the elevator platform with you and try to manipulate them to jump down. This especially works if you berserk them, as they might target the enemies in the closet when you run away from them. If you have to jump down and activate the trap yourself, the flamethrower can be really effective. The hallway back to the starting area after the pit is called Charge Conduit North. We also charge our fusion pistol. I sense a theme. Anyways, make sure you activate the switch again when the door is open so that it doesn't lock behind you. After passing through the pit, the platform will actually be stuck in the top position until you hit a switch we will find later on. You will not be able to run back and heal. The next room has a series of platforms called the Wave. Who the heck designed these rooms? The visible compilers are kind of a pain, but otherwise this room isn't too bad. The strategy guide tells us to skip the shield recharge station and pattern buffer at the top of the room. These are actually fairly easy to get to, but you have to be careful to jump off the platform before it crushes you on the ceiling. The next room has what is labeled as Lift A7. Not much to say about this other than yet another 7. Continuing along with the path, we eventually lead to a circular room with 2 switches. The left switch activates a large platform in the experimental vacuum chamber at the start of the mission. This room is actually directly above the room with the switch, which makes sense. The right switch lowers the platform in the pit so that you'll be able to return to the start of the level. After we go back to the start of the mission, we need to ride the platform up to fight through the rest of the level and reach the exit terminal. Speedrunners will actually skip most level by grenade hopping to the door at the start of the level. This skips having to go through to the majority of the level in order to reach the platform switch. The original level notes tell us that this level was originally planned to have wasps instead of compilers. Those wasps can be pretty annoying, but the visible compilers definitely allow Jason to set up some more traps for us on this one. It would have made sense though to fight the wasps since they are weak to the fusion pistol, so I guess this was a trade-off. There is some writing on the map that appears in map editors and says "poenis dare," which is Latin and translates as "to pay a penalty." What is the penalty? Well, it seems that this phrase can also be translated as "to suffer punishment," or it could be easily mistranslated as "to give punishment." To pay a penalty or to suffer punishment could possibly make sense with the number of traps we face on this mission. To give punishment also would make sense as we are taking it to the fore. Either way, I'm not sure what was on Jason's mind when he wrote this, so we can just guess at what he was probably getting at. The room with the fusion pistol can actually be skipped. This means that you can beat the level without actually grabbing the fusion pistol. Wasn't that the whole goal of the mission though? Interestingly, there's actually a failure message that was supposed to be displayed at the final terminal if the player did not have the fusion pistol. There are a few other messages in the Marathon Trilogy that are in the game files like this one but cannot be accessed. In the message, Leela would have said, "You have not retrieved the fusion gun. Return when you have done so." There has been some debate in the Marathon community whether the current version of the level should have been edited in order to display this message and not allow you to proceed without grabbing the fusion pistol. It seems very likely that this was a mistake by Bungie. Anyways, that is all for this video. In the next video, we will be visiting G4 Sunbathing, where we will be sending our warning message to Earth. See you all there.